Evet, kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz. En son abi ne olmuştu? Alan bize ihanet etti. Savaşı kaybettik sırf onun yüzünden. Sonra Morrigan'ın annesi bizi kurtardı kuleden. Şimdi de buradayız işte. Morrigan'la bizim gruba katıldı. Böyle şimdi hemen bir konuşalım ya. Konuşma
What do you
falan var
need?
mı? Bakalım. Duncan
You don't
hakkında
have
bir
to do
konuşalım.
that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did.
Hemen bir bakalım. Tamam. Hmm. Aynen bir konuşalım
I
ya.
I should have handled it better. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the blight and
Ben
everything.
özürlülük bir şey yok yani.
I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of.
Sen
I
vardın.
suppose he did. It probably sounds stupid, but part of me wishes I was with him, in the battle. I feel like I abandoned him.
Ya ben anlıyorum diyelim
Of
ya.
course. I'd be dead then. I think he came from High Ever, or so he said. Maybe have you had someone close to you die?
Aynen
Not
abi
that I
biz
mean
de
to
ailemizi
pry,
kaybettik.
just
Aynen şunu
yes,
diyelim.
I imagine you. Thank you. Really, I mean it. It was good to talk about it, at least a little.
Ne zaman istersen. Ister.
What do you need?
Bir bakalım.
Ask away.
Bu ne lan böyle? Ne bu atar? Bir tapınaçma
Essentially,
yapar.
they're trained to fight. The Chantry would tell you that the Templars. The other main purpose for a Templar is, of course, to hunt mages. To that end, we
Başkaları da
train
bu
in.
etmek öğrenemez mi?
Perhaps. But the Chantry keeps a close rein on its Templars. And since the Chantry controls the lyrium trade with the
Ha.
dwarves,
Yani
well,
Lyrium'a bağımlı mıydın sen?
thankfully, no. You only start receiving. You don't need lyrium in order to learn the Templar talents. Lyrium just makes Templars' talents more effective. Or so I would. The Chantry usually doesn't let their Templars get away either, so they can spread their secrets.
Hı.
What do you need? Ask away.
Şuna bir bakalım.
Did I say that? I meant that dogs raised me. Giant slobbering dogs from the Anderfels. A whole pack of them, in fact. Well, if you're going to go and pay attention... Let's see, how do I explain this? I'm a bastard. And before you make any... My mother was a serving girl in Redcliffe Castle who died when I was very young. He was good to me. And he didn't have to be. I respect the man, and I don't blame him anymore for sending me off to the Chantry once I was old enough. I know who I was told was my father. He died even before. Arleman eventually married a young woman from Orlais, which caused all sorts of problems between... Anyhow, then you, Arlessa, resented the rumors which pegged me as his bastard. They weren't true, so off I was packed to the nearest monastery at age 10. Just as well. The Arlessa made sure the castle wasn't a home to me by that point. She despised me. I suppose you're right. I wasn't raised as the Arl's son, though, if you're picturing that. I remember I had an amulet with Andraste's holy symbol on it. Stupid, stupid thing to do. The Arl came by the monastery a few times to see how I was, but I was stubborn. I hated it there, and blamed him.
Ay, onun baban
Yes, I'm
olmadığını emin
quite
misin?
sure. At any rate, I don't look anything like him. All I know is that the Arl is a good man, and well loved by the people. Anyway,
Tam daha konuşalım
what do you
biz.
need? Ask away.
Hepsini soracağım. Tigrim muhafız
Same way
oldum.
you did. You drink some blood, you choke on it, and pass out. You haven't forgotten already, have you? Let's
Öncesi.
see, I was in the Chantry before. I trained for many years to become a Templar, in fact. That's where I learned most of my skills. You're
Aynen.
telling me I was banished to the kitchens to scour the pots more times than I can count. The Grand Cleric didn't want to let me go. Duncan was forced to conscript me, actually. Was she ever furious when he did? I thought she was going to have us both arrested. I wondered that myself. It's not as if she valued. The Chantry didn't lose much. And I think I can do more fighting. I'll always be thankful to Duncan for recruiting me. If it hadn't been for him, you know, I would never...
Üzgünüm.
No, It's... Come on, let's go.
Dur.
What do you need?
Daha dur.
Ask away. Such as they are.
Bahset bakalım.
That's a good question. There's plenty in Orlais, but who knows where... If we go north and cross the sea, there's bound to be some in the Free Marches. Here in Ferelden, there's our compound in Denerim at the palace, but that's... Beyond that, the only place I know of is Weishaupt Fortress. So unless we try to get back to the compound in Denerim, I imagine that eventually the Grey Wardens outside of Ferelden will wonder what... They'll send someone eventually. We could try to contact them. But that would mean leaving Ferelden, and even if we did, they couldn't come back with us in
Aynen
time
öyle.
to stop the Blight. I mean, eventually we would have to use the join, but I don't know how to do the joining, or what's involved. I know it involves Lyrium. Unless we can find out more about the joining, I guess we better get used to the idea that there might only be two of us for now.
Başka sorun yok.
What do you need? Ask away.
İlla şey mi olacak? Şunu da yapalım hadi.
Just left? I don't know. Eventually, other Grey Wardens in Orlais and other lands would hear about it, and they would come to fight it, but they wouldn't come in time. About the Grey... What do you need? Ask away.
Bir dakika. Heh.
Have you seen the uniform? It's not only stylish, but well made. I'm a sucker. That's just in public. In private, we have these yellow and purple tunics, right? Much more comfortable, and you don't break the beds when you jump on them during a pillow fight. Pillow fights? I mean, no, of course not. I meant sword fights. You don't really want to know about my being a Templar, do you? It's really quite boring. Poke, poke, poke. Tell me everything about your life, Alistair. All right. The truth of the matter is that I did hate going to the monastery. I felt like Al Eamon had cast me off unwanted, and I was determined to be bitter. But I took some solace in the training itself, I guess. The education, mostly, but also the discipline. You need to have a discipline. I never really felt at home anywhere, though, until I joined the Grey Wardens. What about you? Do you have anywhere you consider home? Right. Stupid of me to... We won't always be traveling like this, you know. Once the war... Though that seems like a far ways off. And I suppose... The Grey Wardens are gone for good.
Yani yeniden
I suppose you're
kurulabiliriz.
right. We can create new Grey Wardens. But... Anyhow, now I've... What do you need?
Abi
Ask
son
away.
bir tane. Bunu
I
da sorun.
suppose I could. When the Grand Cleric let Duncan recruit me, she made me swear never to reveal Templar secrets out.
Okay.
Ask me later, perhaps.
Ben konuşabiliyor
Not
mu?
left yet. I hope you are not hanging about for some stew. Huh, I prefer to remain here. Considering what the world has done to me, I have already done more than it deserves. That is between the world and me. Your business. It is not a matter of power. No one person in all of... What is important is that you are both Grey Wardens. Your task is to unite the land. In that, you are more powerful than I by far. I am but an old woman whom the world has lost. Questions. One would think a Grey Warden would be more interested in action. About the Darkspawn? Then hear this. I laugh at a world full of stupid humans who... Remember, it is up to you to destroy the Blight. Pray not. Have a moment's...
I hear the peace of the grave is eternal.
This is the thanks I get for feeding you and putting up with you.
Feed me, she says. Without me, I swear, she shall be caked in dirt and eating tree bark.
Since before I was wrinkled and old. You may... Yes, men desired Flemeth then, and some even killed for her.
Korkulmuş.
I am not, nor was I then. It dictated all that followed. What good would it do you? You are no mage. It is...
Like a worn dress.
Are you still here? You cannot give them away, apparently. Then we are done. Now if...
Okey. Abi hemen bir kaydedelim. Hop. Morrigan sıra
The time
sende.
has come to leave the wilds.
Ha, sen
Do you not
konuşamıyorsun.
agree?
Gidelim madem hadi. Hadi. Yes. Oo, harita açıldı. Hemen beyaz bir yeni temiz bir sayfa mı açıyoruz? Neyse. Bu ne? Grup kampı. Denerim. Brakilian bilmem ne şeyleri. Prospect. Cursor. Kalantat Gölü. Redcliffe Köyü. Rochester. Lothering. O zaman go to the Lothering. O sinematik. Denerim. Her şeyi,
And I expect
her
each of
şeyi
you to
denerim.
supply these men. We must rebuild what was lost at Ostagar, and quickly.
Yine orospu çocuğu.
There are those who would take advantage of our weakened state if we let them. We must defeat this Darkspawn incursion, but we must do so sensibly and without hesitation.
Your lordship, if I might speak. You have declared yourself Queen Honora's regent and claim we must unite under your banner for our own good. But what of the army lost at Ostagar? Your withdrawal was most fortuitous.
Everything I have done has been to secure Ferelden's independence. I have not shirked my duty to the throne, and neither will any of you.
The Banon will not bow to you simply because you demand it.
Understand this. I will brook no threat to this nation from you or anyone.
Abi bir bunu öldüreceğim, bir o kalemizi
Antigon,
ele
please.
geçireni
Your
öldüreceğim.
Majesty, your father risks civil war. If Eamon were here...
Antigon, my father is doing what is best.
Did he also do what was best for your husband, your Majesty?
Ha, öyle bok gibi kalırsın işte. Bizim gruba bak be, çete. Bu ne lan?
Wake up, gentlemen. More travelers to attend to. I guess that fellow was the leader.
Aynen, ben liderleri.
They don't look much like them others, you know. Maybe we should just.
Bak siz Yorka'dan falan mısınız? Hayır mısınız lan siz?
Nonsense. Greetings, travelers.
Highwaymen, preying on those fleeing the Darkspawn, I suppose.
Öldürelim
They're
gitsin o zaman.
fools to get in our way. I say, teach them a lesson.
Aynen öyle.
How is that any way to greet someone? A simple 10 silvers and you're free to move
Şu an
on.
bak sana şu an veriyorum 10 gümüşü. Oturan sikkem yok. Siz bunu var ya sikke ödeyeceksiniz bunu. Sikke. Ödeyeceğim size bunu. Abi şimdi hangisi savaşıyoruz? Oturan sikkem yok mu ödeyeceğim?
Ah, and if I don't believe you, how do we solve this predicament?
Seni öldüreceğim. Aynen seni öldürürüm.
Well, this is going nowhere. Let's finish this, gents.
İşte bu kadar basit abi. Seni öldürürüm. Sen de bir bok yapamazsın.
All right, we surrender. We're just trying to get by before the dogs
Böyle mi gidin çalışın lan? Aynen. Simon sussun
Yes,
abi.
I'm a criminal. I admit it. I apologize.
Abi şimdi. Bunlar kendini kaç için arzanı aldı. Ondan sonra eğer biz onları öldürmesek onlar bizi öldürecek. O yüzden ölün. Ama öylesi bir verin bana çaldığınız her şeyi.
Yes, of course. The coins we collected are right here. Just over 100 silvers. The rest is in the chest we brought. I swear.
Şimdi bak bize para verdiler. Ne yapsak ki bunları? Şimdi ne yapsam, öldürsem mi? Arada kaldım şu an. Kaçmalarına izin mi versem? Ama şimdi bunlar kaç şişe yapmışlardı ya. Kaç şişe soymuşlardır. Ölün gitsin.
I'm not going down without a fight.
Kim bilir kaç şişe soyduruz. Aynen. O yüzden ölmeniz lazım. Abi karakterimi çapkın ve acımasız olarak yapacağım. Karakterim çapkın ve acımasız.
Now's better than later.
Bir Morrigan'ın skill'lerine bakacağım. Üf. Oh yeah. Dönüş yolu. Böyle tapınakçı. Şövalyenin malayyonu mu? Şövalyenin notu. Ne göre? Şehit düşmüş tapınakçı. O ne öyle? Sterling. Okey. Peki. Ha, aynen bakalım. Sen bunu tamamlamışız. O yüzden hepsini öldürdük abi. Hepsini. Deli bir kaydet. Sonra sorgun. Oo, sakatlık gitti. Çok iyisin be. İyi bak. Bir işe yaradı. Kasalar. Uzak tetikleyici. Uzak tetikleyici uzun yani, geç onu. Başka. Başka bir şey yok hal. Hani kaç dakika olmuş video? 17. Azıcık daha yürüyelim, şöyle bir şey, etrafa bakalım. Aslında tükürdü.
There it is. Lothering. Pretty as a painting.
Ah, so you have finally decided to rejoin us, have you? Falling on your blade in grief seemed like too much trouble, I take it.
Is my being upset so hard to understand? Have you never lost someone important to you? Just what would you do if your mother died?
Before or after I stopped laughing?
Right, very creepy. Forget I asked.
Aynen, ne hakkında ya?
His navel, I suspect. He certainly has been contemplating it for long enough.
Oh, I get it. This is the part where we're shocked to discover how you've never had a friend your entire life.
I can be friendly when I desire to. Alas, desiring to be more intelligent does not make it so.
Anyway, I thought we should talk about where we intend to go first.
Hayır, bence senfikir alalım ya.
This should be good.
I think what Flemeth suggested is the best idea. These treaties, have you looked at them?
Evet,
There
gözledim.
are three main groups that we have treaties for.
Aynen.
The Danish
Güzel bir
elves,
daire.
the Dwarves of Orzammar, and the Circle of Magi. I also still think that Arleman is our best bet for help. We might even want to go to him first.
Morrigan ne düşünüyor?
Go after your enemy directly. Find this man Loghain and kill him. The rest of this business with the treaties can then be done in safety.
Yes, he certainly wouldn't see that coming, and it's not like he has the advantage of an army and experience and...
I was asked for my opinion and I gave it. If your wish is to come up with reasons why something cannot be done, we will stand here until the Darkspawn are upon us.
O zaman bulalım mı insanları?
I can give you directions if you like.
Abi Logan'ın ölmesini
If
istiyorum
he
ya.
isn't out in the field with his army, he's probably going to be
Ha,
at the palace
sarayda.
in Denerim. We can go to Denerim, but somehow I suspect that they're not going to let us just walk around. Only a suspicion, of course.
Peki ağırlayayım onu.
He'll be at Castle Redcliffe, in the far western part of Ferelden, next to the mountain passes. If he isn't there, someone will be able to tell us where he is.
Vadi
If we
harflerini.
head eastward, towards the Brazilian forest, we should hear word of one of the clans that wanders that area. Hopefully they will still be there.
Peki cüceler nerede?
We would need to speak to their king in Orzammar. That means heading west into the Frostback Mountains, which won't be easy. That will be at their tower on Lake Kallenhard to the north. We'll be looking for the first enchanter, whoever that is. Then you have a plan. Short of leaving Ferelden to seek them out, the only place to send word to would be Weishaupt Fortress. And that's thousands of miles away.
O zaman yola koymaya hazır
Fair
mıyım?
enough. Let's head into the village whenever you're ready.
Okey. O zaman bir dahaki bölümde köye giriyoruz.